the beauty of Infusionsoft is that whereas before I was sending out one message to our entire database, whether they wanted that information or not, now with Infusionsoft I'm able to segment it. So the first email that I sent out had a lot of questions. We want to hear from you. What are you interested in? Would you like information on social media? Are you looking for local events? Are you one of our listeners? So I used that as a place to have them click, and had an action tag set up so that once they clicked on that, then there was a tag associated with them. So now I know who's interested in the social media tips, who's interested in the networking events, who's a listener. So that helped me define who was actually in our database and what information they wanted, so that no longer was I sending out one message to everyone, but really targeted messages to the different groups and what they're interested in. It's almost your virtual assistant. It's almost that extra assistant that doesn't argue with you, that does what you want it to do, and that's working so hard for you. So I'm always telling small business owners that this is the component that they need. The results that I'm seeing are across the board. It's from everything, because we're now able to reach out to those off-air clients. Some of them have come back and are now, we're actually in the process of looking at getting them back on the air and advertising. So it's brought back people that were off-air. It's brought back people that were on the fence. It's nurtured those relationships. We went from probably, I would say, 15 leads to sending out one email blast and getting anywhere from 78 to 350 interested leads, which at first was a little scary, and how do we manage that? But if that's the biggest problem that you have, how do I manage more clients? I'm sure there's a lot of businesses in this economy that would love to have that problem. It's really interesting. Because of all the networking that I do, I noticed that since we've been using Infusionsoft, I'll walk into a networking event and people that I'm connected to that I may not even be aware of will come up to me and say, "Christina, I got your email. Thank you so much. I love your social media tip." Or, "I didn't know about that networking event. Thank you so much." So people are approaching me out in the networking events in the real world, and we're then able to expand and build that relationship even further. So it's been phenomenal.